So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma'am. The article I chose is Article number 5. And Article 5 states that no one shall be subjected to torture or cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. This means that every person has the right to be treated with dignity and respect, regardless of their situation. Torture and any form of physical or mental abuse are strictly forbidden. This article protects individuals from being harmed by authorities, institutions, or even other people, especially in situations like imprisonment, investigations, or conflict. Um, the goal of Article 5 is to ensure that justice and security never come at the cost of human rights. Even if someone has committed a crime, they still deserve human treatment. Governments and law enforcers are expected to follow the rule to prevent abuse of power. In simple terms, this article reminds everyone that human dignity is not negotiable. No one should never be treated in a way that causes severe pain, suffering, or humiliation. It promotes compassion, fairness, and respect for human life in all circumstances. So, I'll give a scenario. Just like a police officer arrests a man suspected of theft. During the investigation, instead of forcing a confession through violence or threats, the officer treats the suspect with respect and follows proper legal procedures. The officer asks questions calmly, provides the suspect with access to a lawyer, and ensure he is given food and rest. This scenario shows the proper application of Article 5, where the suspect is not tortured, harmed, or humiliated. Even though he is accused of a crime, he is still protected by his human rights. On the other hand, if the officer had beaten or insulted him to get answers, that would be a clear violation of Article 5. This article reminds everyone that justice should never involve cruelty. Every person deserves to be treated humanly no matter what they are accused of.
17 years ago, these pictures of smiling American guards abusing Iraqi prisoners shook the world, uncovering the dark side of the US's war on terror. The gut-wrenching pictures of sexual abuse, humiliation, and torture of detainees at Abu Ghraib prison occurred between October and December in 2003 in Abu Ghraib prison. The report detailed how prisoners were beaten and sexually assaulted, humiliated, and filmed, reiterating what was already revealed in pictures. But many of Abu Ghraib's abuses remain hidden, as many survivors did not speak out after their release for fear of reprisals and stigmatization. In at least one instance, the US Army tortured a prisoner to death. Former prisoners of Abu Ghraib say they heard women being raped every night, but little was heard from these women. 11 US soldiers were convicted of crimes relating to the Abu Ghraib scandal, while many others involved were not charged but simply reprimanded. 2 years after the scandal, in 2006, the prison was handed over to Iraqi authorities, and 8 years later, it was closed down. In 2013, a US private contractor company responsible for torturing detainees at the Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq paid 71 former detainees $5.28 million in compensation, a meager amount compared to similar cases in the US. The Abu Ghraib torture scandal greatly tarnished the Bush administration and its war in Iraq. But most importantly, it revealed that, like many dictatorships, the US had little regard for the Geneva Convention during its so-called war on terror.
The moment a society permits torture, it perverts its soul. The absolute ban of cruelty is not a limitation of power, but the deepest measure of our own humanity. To defend this right is to stand guard over the dignity of every person on earth.